We are getting ready to leave to Isola Spargi. Aladino is getting his workout in. Despite having a perfectly functional anchor winch, Aladino has elected for himself to be the anchor winch. We're free, Marini! Let's guide the boat.
Let's get going. We're not moving.
Nope, takes a while to respond. Welcome to full keel. Very heavy boat. We are getting ready to leave. Ready to tack?
Yeah.
Finally! Yeah! Woo!
I hope I know what is inside. I'm not sure. I'm Aladino. I'm both Swiss and Italian and a boat builder by profession.
And I'm Maya, a Canadian artist and sailor. This is our home, Magic Carpet. She's a Vinda 32, though she's only 28 feet long. And 4 years ago, she fell 20 feet off a crane onto concrete. Insurance wrote her off, but Aladino bought her, fixed her, and now she's our home. Our mission? To sail around the world as slowly as possible. Mitchell, you're very much in my shot.
I'm just trying to get the shot.
Excuse me?
It's gonna be... Wait, could you not?
Are there any
This episode begins with leaving Isola Santo Stefano and making our way over to Isola Spargi, another beautiful spot with a lot to explore. And explore we did. After dropping anchor, we made it our mission to climb to the top of a large stack of boulders which make up the island. We were rewarded at the top with an excellent view.
Always on the high, you were always on my mind, dear Wichita. The tales we were told would never grow old here in Wichita. We were down by the river all through the night, watching the stars and the city lights. Right from the start, said we never grow apart, dear Wichita.
We harvested this rosemary this morning on Santo Stefano. There's a lot of wild rosemary that grows on these islands, and so now I'm going to make it into a rosemary garlic bread.
Watching all the lovers fall into the night. All the moods in a heartbeat. We're going back where it all began. The same ground under our feet. Starts to shake with your all we can.
The following day, it was time to move again. The wind had picked up just the perfect amount, and we were excited for a day of incredible sailing. With 4 people on board a 28-foot boat, supplies don't last long, so we decided to sail over to mainland Sardinia and stock up on food again. We are sailing! Woohoo! 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 Share with me your thoughts about sailing.
So broad, oh my god.
quite lovely?
No, it's amazing. Look at us go. I still am getting used to the whole like being so much this way.
Yeah.
Even on a boat this big, it's like...
Successful though.
This is the pretty normal angle.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I understand.
I'm surprised we're moving with it.
Knocking at your door.
Ready to tack?
Yeah. How are
Okay,
you?
Jeannie's steering, he's gonna let go this jib sheet, Marina's gonna pull in that jib sheet, and there we're gonna have it. Mitchell, do you wanna film up front? I'll film behind. Beauty. Fun, fun. That jib is tight. we are going upwind.
Kawabunga! And now everybody on the rail! Okay.
You will stay forever a dream.
I'm on rail crew.
You were truly my lover, but it was over so fast.
Sailing was absolutely beautiful. We cruised along with full sails up, experiencing the full joy of a beautiful boat under sail in a flat sea. However, that afternoon, the mood decreased significantly. Life is always a combination of highs and lows, and today was a perfect microcosm of that. Let me explain. So, after that really nice sail, I kind of stopped filming for the rest of the day. And the reason why is because the rest of the day turned out to be pretty terrible. And I wasn't sure if I was going to tell you about it, but I figured that I would give you the gist of it because not every day is like gorgeous paradise bays, which I'm sure you know. But sometimes things can go wrong, and you just gotta expect that and deal with it, even if you are in the midst of paradise on a beautiful sailing boat. So basically what happened is, well, a few things. I'm gonna start with the least horrible of them. This is actually more just funny, but it kind of just added to the mood of the day. After the sailing trip we went to Palau, we got groceries. It was a really hot day. We were trudging up the hill. Came back with super heavy packs of groceries in the very hot sun, so that in itself wasn't, you know, so fun, but I mean pretty routine as well. Then we got back, and Palau Harbor has this really nice thing where they let you tie up during the day until about 4 o'clock. Because they have all these charter boats that go out during the day and then they come back in the evening. So when they're gone, you can take their spot for free, fill up water, do groceries, whatever you need to do as long as you're gone by 4. So that's what we had done. And when we came back, the boat next to us was getting ready to leave. It was this big, like 50-foot something Beneteau with a bunch of British charter guests on board. And I don't think there was a captain on board. I think it was a bareboat charter. They were doing it all themselves. And they really had no clue. So they left their spot and ran over our mooring line because we were med tied. So basically like our bow was tied to the dock and then our stern was tied to a mooring buoy. And they ran over the line that leads to our mooring buoy and snapped it. So we snapped nose first into the dock. We had our nose at the dock. And fortunately Mitchell was at the bow, so he put his foot out, stopped us from really hitting. The anchor hit a little bit, but absolutely nothing serious. So then I started the engine immediately and we were getting ready to leave. And it was all a bit rushed. We had just gotten on board. We still had our grocery bags on our backs and stuff, but we were just, all of a sudden had to go. So we hurriedly undo the dock lines from our nose. We're getting ready to go. And then there's this other boat that's trying to come and dock next to us. And he also doesn't seem to exactly know what he's doing because he's sort of trying to back in, but going totally sideways, unsure what he's really doing. He pulls out again. He's circling in front of us. So we can't get out because he's right in front of us, blocking our passage. So we just hang on to the other boat next to us, which was docked, and they were on board. And so we just hung on to them, waiting for this guy to figure out his next move. And his next move turned out to be running over the mooring line of the other boat next to us. And fortunately, he didn't snap it. He just got his rudder a bit caught and then managed to back up. But it was just this huge mess. And so then he finally got out of the way. We left. I reversed us out of the spot. And then he was kind of doing circles and came really close to hitting us again. And so, I mean, Magic Carpet is not the most easy to maneuver in reverse. In fact, you can barely do it. So I had limited maneuverability, but I was still managing to keep away from him. So it was just this whole stressful situation, and I wish we caught it on camera, but it's always those stressful moments that the last thing you're thinking of is to reach for the camera, of course, because all hands were on deck trying to fend things off, and so much was happening. So that happened, and I mean, on any other day, it would have been annoying but laughable. We got out of it without any damages whatsoever, and anyway, it was fine. But a few other things happened that day, which just kind of added to the pile. And the biggest thing is that we had been trying to buy something online in Switzerland. It was kind of a big item, and we bought it secondhand, and we've bought pretty much everything for the boat secondhand off of various websites in Switzerland. So we've done it tons before, but this one turned out to be a scam. So we lost a bunch of money, and it's not only just the money, but it's like the feeling. We just had this feeling in the bottom of our stomachs, you know, when you've been scammed. It's just awful. It's so awful. And tensions were really high, and we were just really unhappy. And then to just add the cherry on top, ALADINO dropped his phone overboard. So then we had been scammed. We had no phone anymore, so that was another big expense all of a sudden that we weren't expecting, and that just is super inconvenient. We lost all the photos he had on it, all the conversations he had on it, and yeah, so it was a really bad day. And to make it even worse, just that little cherry on top, is it was our 1-year wedding anniversary, ALADINO and me. So we were kind of planning to do a romantic evening together. Marina and Mitchell were going to go have their own dinner somewhere, and Deanie and I were going to spend some time together. But after all of those things, we just had such a knot in our stomachs that it was impossible to force romance. And I mean, we're lucky that we have such a beautiful life together every day, so we didn't feel the need to force romance on this one day, because I just don't think it would have ended well. But anyway, that's my story. Sorry it's kind of long, and sorry it's not very happy. But I mean, we're slowly getting things worked out now. ALADINO bought another phone, secondhand. This time it was not a scam, thankfully. I mean, usually it's not. And we've contacted the police about the scam in Switzerland, and maybe they'll do something, maybe they won't. I mean, I think we've said goodbye to the money now. And yeah, we're just continuing on our adventure. And it's easy to forget about these bad things when we do have so much to be grateful for as well. But of course, bad luck can't last forever. And the following day, something happened which we had been waiting for a very long time.
Go for fun!
Finally! Woo!
I hope I know what is inside. I'm not sure.
Don't check it.
But yeah. Size might do, weight, amount of
stamps to
amount
get it
of
here.
stamps might do.
Oh, it feels so good to finally have this in our possession. Now we just have to install it and hope to God that it works with our gimbal.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
If you've been following us for a while, then you'll know that our stove broke this spring, and we've spent a long time waiting for our new one to arrive. But finally, it came, and, touch wood, it seems like our streak of bad luck has ended.
Mitchell, and Mitchell passes it to Marino.
Okay, Mitchell! Ta-da!
And wait! Now I take it over, you grab the camera, and I go to the bow and I make Kawabunga with the Lion King.
I make a Kawabunga with the Lion King.
Kawabunga!
Hey! I'm in my way! Woo! This means that we're finally free to head to Sicily. We've been waiting on this stove for pretty much since these guys have joined us, so it's been a trip. We've been waiting in Sardinia for this stove to be forwarded on to us, but now that it's arrived, there's nothing stopping us from continuing our adventure south. Join us in the next episode as we begin the journey to Sicily.
GoPro, turn off!
The GoPro must turn off.
Turn off, GoPro, please. Why do you do this to us?
GoPro, turn off.
GoPro,
turn off.
be good boy. GoPro, turn off.
GoPro, turn off.
GoPro, shut up, shut down, shut in, shut
GoPro, turn
upside down.
GoPro, turn off. Seriously?
GoPro, turn off.
GoPro, turn off.
GoPro, stop video.
GoPro.